What's up, people, and welcome to another video. This is Millionaire Favor, mindset guy, personal development guy. I don't even know what it is, but I consider myself not a motivational speaker. I am just in love with and fascinated with growing personally, personal development, and in growing my mind and learning more about me. But in this video, right, I actually want you to stay with me right here, okay, please, because I'm in a place where I feel like what I need to say is for me, because I'm learning, and I come back to my videos a couple of months later to watch and learn from them still. And I feel like there's some people out there who can relate with me. But this view that you're seeing here is just me driving, and when I snap my fingers, the cinematics will begin. In the count of 3, 2, 1. In this video, I want to talk about definite chief aims. First of all, what is definite chief aims? What is definite chief aim? If you've read Think and Grow Rich, then you pretty much know what definite chief aim is. Definite chief aim is pretty much your life purpose, your reason for living. So now, if you're watching this video, and I really do hope that you're enjoying these cinematics, by the way. If you do, just smash that thumbs up. If you're watching this video, right, I want to ask you a question. What is your definite chief aim? What is your purpose for living? It's a very, very, very broad topic. It's a very interesting topic, a very interesting question. Why do you live? Why do you wake up in the morning, man? Why do you get up from bed? When your alarm clock goes off in the morning, what's your reason for putting those 2 feet on the ground and getting up out of bed? Let me tell you a story about me. 3 years ago, right, or 4 years ago, I went through a very, very interesting heartbreak. And I've been in this relationship for about 2 years. And then when I broke up with this chick, right, my heart was broken. And you can probably relate with this. And if you can't relate with this now, you will in the future. My heart was broken, and when I went through that heartbreak, that time which I was by myself, I kind of got slapped in the face of how much time I had to myself. Life felt not worth living. Now, I'm not saying that I wanted to commit suicide, but what I'm trying to say is that my whole life was revolved around this one chick, and it's okay to love her like that. But what I want to emphasize here on is that people live their lives without a definite purpose for living, right? People go about their days. Let me go back to me. I used to go about my day with just getting up out of bed, eating breakfast, going to work, coming back, hanging out with babe, and repeating the same cycle. Look, a definite chief aim gives you a reason for living. A definite chief aim gives you this purpose for being a human being. Now, I want you to understand that. It gives you a purpose for being a human being. A definite chief aim gives you a purpose for being a human being. Somebody once said that the difference between a human and a pig, or the difference between a human and an animal, is his mind. The only difference between you and your dog, apart from the body parts, is your mind. You have the ability to reason. And let me tell you something about your mind, and I want you to listen to me, please. Your mind is the God-given ability that God has blessed us with in this world, so we can reason, so we can utilize it to think for ourselves, so we can have control over our lives. Earl Nightingale once told a story about him driving through Arizona. As he was driving through Arizona, he saw this great bulldozer truck driving, a very great, huge truck driving on the highway. And on this truck, there was this very little man with his hands on the wheel, directing this truck to where he wants the truck to go to. This truck had a purpose for doing stuff, and this truck was huge. Now, this is an example of the human mind. You have this God-given ability in your mind, this God-given ability, this huge power in your mind that God has blessed you with, right? But now my question to you is, where are your hands? Are your hands on the steering wheel, or are your hands in your pocket, just letting this power do whatever the F it wants to do? Look, the only difference between you and a pig is your mind. If you do not have control of your mind, with all due respect, you are no more different from a pig. The only difference between you and them is that they're in barns and you're in a house. When you have control over your mind, you have control over your destiny. Now, I'm pretty sure at this point you're asking, like, okay, man, like, what do you mean have control over my mind? Like, what do you mean? Now, what I mean is your definite chief aim. Your definite chief aim. Look, my goal is to earn a certain amount of money every month, 6 figures in profit. That's my goal. But I've also made it a point of mine that the means which I want to earn that money must come in ways of me servicing people through my passion and living a fulfilled life. Guys, some people wake up in the morning and they go to work and they can't wait for the weekend. They can't wait for Saturday, which is okay. I mean, it's okay to look forward to something. Some people wake up and go to work and come back and just repeat that same thing. Some people go through life hoping to make it safely to death. I want you to understand me. Some people go through life hoping to make it safely to death. Earl Nightingale once said that the risk takers, the people who take risks in their lives, are the people who actually play it safe the most. The people who take the most risks in life are the people who actually play it safe the most. You're probably confused, but I'll explain it to you why. Because the risk taker, when you look at it, the people who take risks based on what they want, in other words, in the bracket, your definite chief aim, they're taking risks to bring their definite chief aim, their goal, your reason for living. They're taking risks to bring this thing into manifestation. They're the ones who will succeed because they have lived a prosperous and fulfilled life. They have been on the journey of success their entire lifetime to accomplish one goal. And because they took risk their entire lives, they eventually got what they want at the end. So in other words, they played it safe. But the people who do not take risks, I want you to listen to me, and please listen to me. The people who do not take risk, the people who think that they're playing it safe. Now, I am not trying to criticize or shame anybody here, okay? I'm just making a statement. It's your job to take in or take out what you want from this. The people who do not take risk, the people who have dreams and just let it go, the people who have goals and just forget about it. The people who have an idea and just let it slip and say, oh man, somebody thought about it, something gonna do. The people who never take risk are the people who are actually taking the most risk. Because when you look at it, those people who don't take risk are the people who go through life making it safely to death and end up living an unfulfilled and unaccomplished life. They end up being on your deathbed and they end up thinking about all the things and regretting the things that they did not do. Somebody once said that the most wealthiest place in this world is the graveyard. Now my question to you is, what is your goal? Do you want to be the richest man in the cemetery? Or the richest woman in the cemetery? Do you want all your dreams and goals to fall with you in your graveyard? Now there's somebody listening to me and this is probably resonating with you. What I want you to do today for me, like I love you so much that I want you to actually be in control of your life. I want you to have a reason for living, because you see, having a purpose for me living. Now you see, I've met people who keep saying to me that they're trying to find their purpose. They're trying to find their reason for living. They're trying to find their why for living. Look, I want to explain something to you right here, right now. Your reason for living is nothing but a goal that you want, and you have set that as your goal and a destination for you to arrive on. Because when you have a goal set in front of you, think about it. When you have a goal that you have set in front of you, every single day that you open your eyes in the morning, you have a reason to put your foot down and not just to get a fucking paycheck and pay the bills. You have a reason to keep going. You have a reason that when the economy tanks, it doesn't matter to you because all you care about is your goal. You have a reason to not pay attention to stuff as the freaking news, to not pay attention to negative conversation, because you know that all those things don't add value and get you towards your goal. So now my question to you is, what is your definite chief aim? What is your definite chief aim? What is your reason for waking up in the morning? Why do you get up out of bed? Why do you go to work? And I'm just hoping that your answer is not to pay the bills, or your answer is, I'm hoping that your answer is not something like where everybody goes to work. If that's your answer, it's okay. I love you. I really love you. But what I want you to do for me right now is that I want you to get a sheet of paper and write down every single thing that you want in this world. I want you to listen to me and I want you to feel me. Please, look, the mind, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. I want you to get a sheet of paper and write down every single thing that you want in this world. This was the best thing I have ever done in my entire life. The moment I realized that my mind is a gold mine, let me tell you something. I don't know much about the Bible, but growing up, I learned that the Word, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And I don't know what verse this is, but quote me in the comment section and correct me. And there is a place in the Bible that says that God is in us. The Spirit of God lives in us. And when God lives in you, you have the power to say what you want to say into reality. You have the God-given ability to speak your life into existence. When I realized that, and it really slapped me, I am like, I have been blessed with this power of my mind. The mind, somebody thought about a car a couple of 100 years ago, and now we have cars driving around. Somebody thought about planes, and we have planes flying around. If somebody can create a plane, surely I can sit down and write down how I want to live my life and just think about it and create it and make that my definite chief aim. Make that my reason for waking up in the morning. Think about it. I want you to really think about it. Guys, get a sheet of paper, get a pen, write down every single thing that you want. And my hope is that when you are writing it down, I don't want you to limit yourself. Do not limit yourself, man. Please don't limit yourself. Do not limit yourself to what you think you can accomplish. Don't limit yourself. Your mind knows what you want. When you write down what you want, don't care how it's going to happen. You just simply know what you want. If you want to have 20 mansions across the world, that's what you want. Write it down, man. Write it down. Well, that's it, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video and got some value off of it. Now, my hope is that you're not motivated. Don't get me wrong. I like motivation, but I do not like motivation. Motivation is temporal, and it's not permanent. I don't want you to feel motivation now and get a sheet of paper and write down your goals, and tomorrow you're off not reading your goals anymore for the rest of your life. I want you to be inspired. I want you to find out why. Your life might be good. Your life might be beautiful. You might be earning 6 figures a month. But are you living a fulfilled life? Are you happy? Write down your why. Write down what you want in life. Write it down. Write it down. I don't care. You might want to be a police officer. That might be exactly what you want and what you actually want to do and what you want to set as your definite chief aim. Write it down. Do not be motivated. Be inspired. Be inspired by what I'm saying. Write down what you want because your life does depend on it. And please, I would really appreciate if you could smash that like button so somebody else can get inspired across the world or with your cell phone and television. And if you got value from this video, do not be afraid to subscribe for more content. With that being said, I love you so much, guys, and have a blessed day.